Let me ask you the divine hiddenness question. We don't often talk about this issue. If God is out there and he wants people to believe and be saved and he loves us, he's got infinite love, don't you think he'd be a little bit more overt? What do you say to that?
Sure, and I say I grant the fact that if God wanted to, he could do all kinds of miracles, do whatever you want. Make you levitate, make an angel appear in Times Square twice a day and say God exists, right? But so I say, wait a minute, that's true. He could do that. Why doesn't he? And the answer is because our problem is not ultimately a lack of evidence. There is evidence. I think I show it throughout the book. There's evidence, but there could be more evidence, sure. But that assumes the problem is a lack of evidence. Whereas I point out that biblically speaking, the real problem is our desire, our false loves. They don't really want there to be a God like the God of the Bible. Because why? Because we don't want to be, we want to be our own lords and saviors. And so if God just appeared to you and said, here I am, and now do what I say, if you actually look at what that would entail, if from just the Bible's commands about how we ought to be living our lives, we recoil from that kind of God. It's our hearts that need to be changed, not just our brains. So, if God changed our minds about whether he exists, we still might loathe him. So then the question becomes, well, how can I change my heart, my affections? And that's where I lead into the final section of my book, which is the argument from the gospel. I argue that the gospel is the way that God changes the human heart to make us open to him and to make us respond to his invitation.